Okay, so the first character that we're going to be talking about is Zero, and he's basically the best character in the game because he can do literally everything. He can mix you up, he can keep you out with these projectiles. He can just keep away. He can activate Sugenmu, and he has more. He has more projectiles to add. This is a full to add to that chip that you're gonna eat. This is literally locks you down from the one side of the screen to the other. Let's see. He has amazing normals. He's got one of the fastest crouching lights in the game, which is 4 frames. He's got pretty good standing light. He's got those projectiles. He has like pseudo teleports, and the light one goes like right behind you. The medium one does just about the same. It's just a little bit farther, and the H one goes in the air. He can cross you up in the corner regardless of whether or not you're holding back or if there's space behind you. He's gonna get behind you. He's gonna cross you up. This is why he's one of the characters that can mix you up so hard. And this is how he does it. It's very easily like this. In the corner, this makes what it is if there's any space behind the behind you, he's going to get behind. He's going to get in there. He's going to get so let's see. This mix is like one of the hardest to block just because you have to know where your position is. If he does it, it's all about the spacing. It's all about the timing. And some characters do get mixed up. Some characters don't. And yeah, it's just really tough to tell. Another thing that makes him really great, in my opinion, is that he doesn't have to eat anything on the way down. For the most part, he has a really good way of covering himself when he's in a bad position. Where in Marvel, if you super jump, you can't call assist. You have to come down and you kind of have to eat something. If your opponent is pushing you on the ground, that's an unfavorable position to be in. But Zero, he doesn't care. We don't care. We come down, we press this button. It's a 360. It's a 360 hitbox normal. We don't care. We're coming down with buttons. It's your turn to block. You have to block. So, yeah. Zero has a couple of normals that are pretty crazy. This standing normal right here is really good. The crouching light is pretty good. And if there was ever a moment where like this right here, let's talk about how this Buster is +2 on block. So even if he was ever in a bad position, he can cancel this into Buster with negative edge at any time. So he's positive, and if there was ever a moment where he feels like he's not positive enough, he can cancel this into Buster, and that Buster, I mean, not, excuse me, Sugenmu, and that Sugenmu is it is 1 frame recovery, so you're gonna have a hard time punishing that. And there's only, I believe, one other install super that is 1 frame recovery, and that is Arthur. And no other installs, as far as I know, has 1 frame recovery. That's kind of insane that Zero has that. He also has this lightning, which he can cancel. So it's kind of like a poke. He has one that goes straight into the air, one that goes downward, and then another one that goes upward. So using this plus his air teleports, you can get to a point where you have like a very advantageous position being at super jump height, and you can still call your assist. So you can use that to like mix people. Let's see. He also has like a foot dive. That's you can punish that, but I guess depending on where it hits and at the angles that it hits, it's harder to punish. So yeah, he also has like other things about him that make him kind of broken, like his lightning loops. I'm gonna try this once just to show you, and if I can't land it, I'll try it again. So he can loop these. And yeah, that's a lot of damage for 1 bar, and that's an ender for most of the combos. And yeah, it's just a lot of damage for 1 bar. This is supposed to be something speculated to be impossible, technically wise. In terms of execution wise, nobody at first thought that this was going to be something that you do, but everybody almost that play any decent zero player worth his salt can kind of do these lightning loops. Even I've seen people even do them online. I don't understand how, but people are that good that they can do this online. So yeah, you mainly want to play this character if you want to be able to do everything at any given moment. You want to you have amazing normals, have amazing projectiles, have an amazing install super, have an invincible level 3, which I haven't talked about yet. You X Factor this, you dive, and you get a full combo off of that. And you can practice that. I haven't practiced that one, but yeah, that one, yeah, it's part of what makes him really, really good. It's invincible, and it's a projectile that goes full screen that covers the whole screen. Yeah. He also has Rikoha. You stick that at the end of any combo, you get pretty good damage, and you can use it as like a TAC. His place on your team is most likely going to be point, because he's so strong. Point. He has the ability to like call assists and sort of cover them, and then you'll go for like A, B, C, and then go for cross up. You know, he's just got the ability to utilize. He's got the ability to utilize assists really, really well and really, really strong. But he also can have a pretty decent position as a second player, on the second slot. Sorry, on the second slot. And let me see if I can show you why. If you block something in alpha counter, you can go into this and go into full combo here. Yeah, you can go into full combo there, and that's really good for just being an alpha counter. He can also use X Factor level 3 pretty well if he's on anchor position. You literally do this, so Genmu up, and you go literally insane. Like all that's left is bodies, just bodies. That's all that's left, just bodies. But yeah, he's definitely the best character. He's just way too good, to be honest. So the next character we're going to talk about is Morrigan. She is 100% probably the best in the game. Only a zero player will tell you that she is the very best though. Most people will argue about whether it's Zero, Virgil, or Morrigan, but Morrigan is probably a Zero's worst nightmare because she is one of the only characters that can consistently keep him out. So she is the succubus from Darkstalkers. So she is literally out here just making him up, running amok, and making your life pain. And the way she does this is she literally is out here stealing bar from people. As you can see, she stole about a third of Spencer's bar, and she now has about a third of a bar. So she's literally out here taking your money. That's literally what's going on. So yeah, what she does is she kind of like uses her flight canceling of projectiles to throw out a whole bunch of projectiles. You add an assist to that, and it becomes very much a bullet hell. Even this right here is just like level 1. That's like level 1 grunt spamming, and it's very difficult to deal with. So what you want to do is you want to like do that, and then you pepper in some of those soul stealing soul fist, and that makes for like a crazy keep away game. And like I said, like it's very easy to tell who's just kind of spamming that, and it's very interesting because a lot of people will, whenever they see this, it doesn't matter, they kind of start talking about how like, oh, it's Resident Sleeper. But if you watch and you really like think about it, a lot of the projectiles that are put out there, if the person is good, will have a meaning. They'll have a bit of an intention. And a lot of players that are really, really good, you can definitely spot when each projectile has a specific intention, and it's very fun to watch. So that's basically her keep away game in a nutshell. It's just flight canceling her specials. But yeah, she's also pretty good up front. She has a really good standing light, which is 4 frames. It's a standing low, so it's pretty difficult to block, especially if she's coming in. She's doing all of her projectile stuff, and in the middle of everything, she just comes in and hits you with a low and just checks you. It's crazy how fast she can go from like literally just spamming, not spamming, but literally like zoning, and then she just comes in and checks you with like a high or a low, and that's what she does. Is she flies, she cancels the fly into her shell kick, and yeah, it's pretty good because like you have to block low or high, or you have to like low into low, or like high into high. Like high into high. Yeah, she has a pretty good mix-up game. She also, if you're up close and you're up close and she's in the air, she can come down with some of these normals. Falling H, which is really good, and then there's Shell Kick. Shell Kick is like synonymous with like crazy Marvel hitboxes, crazy Marvel hitboxes and hurtbox ratio. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy. Her falling H is literally like a 360 hitbox, and it can definitely make it difficult to hit her on the way down of her jump, which is sometimes if you're even lucky enough to get close enough to her, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, another thing that she is really good at is comboing off of her Shoryus, which they don't have any invincibility, but yeah, she can combo off of her Shoryus. And what you want to do is like you want to confirm off of the Shoryus, and then go into combo, and then pepper in some of her meter stealing soul fists. That's mainly what you want to do. You can get a whole bunch of situations where you go for like a soul stealing meter with a in your combo, and yeah, you can just go straight back into zoning. It's really good. She also has this super finishing shower, which you can combo into, and yeah, and then you can combo into it, and then you can combo after it, and then you can go into another super here. So it's really good for like finishing off her combos. Her level 3 is invincible until she finishes a certain point. So it's really good for like getting out. It goes into like it calls out astral projection, and she does a whole bunch of combos. I think this is like a sort of like legacy thing where like she's done this combo in many different games, and yeah, it's very damaging, and yeah, it's very good for like as like a kind of get off me situation. She does have like a specific kind of dash, so getting away from people is kind of tough. She kind of just has to like, she doesn't have the regular conventional dash, so it's kind of tough to get away from people. So having that option where you can just literally like, no, forget that, it's really good. But honestly, like, if you want like a situation like where it's just like kind of like get off of me, you might want to just go for the Shadow Servant, because it's also invincible. Another thing I forgot to say about her is how her assist is almost like meta defining, like kind of meta breaking, because in this game you to get bar, you have to like do something. You have to like interact with the character, your opponent, which is in one way maybe shooting projectiles at them or hitting them. That's how you gain bar. That's how mostly you gain bar. And you have to interact. There has to be some sort of interaction. But with Morrigan, she literally comes in and she gives you about a third. She gives you about a third of bar. So basically, it's like she landed a meter stealing soul fist. And yeah, it's basically like she landed one of those, and you get, and to calling her about 3 to 4 times gives you a full bar. So in a game where you can super, or you have characters like Zero or Phoenix that benefit so much off of bar, the fact that you don't have to interact with your opponent is very like meta defining, meta breaking in this game. So yeah, she's just very good all around to have in your first position. Very good. Second position, also very good. Her only one where she struggles would be anchor, her anchor position, but even with X Factor level 3 and all of her projectiles and her confirms, she just gets even better. So she's not the best anchor, but she can definitely do it. And yeah, honestly, the options are crazy with her. They're really good, and there's no reason not to pick this character if you feel like zoning and playing a character that can also kind of do it all. Phoenix is that fiery redhead character that everybody fears in this game. I believe this is true in the comics as well. But in this game, she is 100% one of the scariest anchors in this game, without a doubt, if not the scariest, because of her ability to come back. But before we get into that, let's just talk about her base state, her base form, Jean Grey. Yeah, she has pretty good normals, pretty good. She has a foot dive that goes downward. It's good for comboing from the corner down, from the air down to the ground. She also has a standing overhead. She has projectiles, and here's the reason why she needs this kind of standing overhead. It's because in the corner, when you're in a state of total fear and panic, and you're trying to survive the onslaught that is Dark Phoenix, you're gonna have Dark Phoenix needs a way to open you up in the corner. So you would think that the optimal way of doing that, just like most other characters in this game, is to teleport behind them in the corner, but you actually can't. Phoenix is one of the only characters, I think, other than Doctor Strange as well, that cannot teleport behind you when your back is turned when your back is to the corner. So yeah, she definitely takes advantage of this standing overhead. She can also flight cancel it and go into high, so it's like a double high that you can like combo off of. And yeah, very good for opening people up in the corner. But for the most part, she is just going to try to like play in the third position slot as an anchor. Try to wait until she has 5 bars, and then she comes out and kind of is this character where she has like a bit of a death wish, where it doesn't matter what happens, everything that she does before she pops is extra credit. Her aerial normals are also really good. That was about 3/4 screen away, and it still hit, and then you can combo off of it, and then yeah, you can go into like full combo. She also has a projectile. It goes medium kind of. This one's a lot faster. That's the medium one, and then this one tracks. It also tracks in the air, but if you do it in the air, you actually can't do anything until you hit the ground. So you have to fly into projectile, and then you kind of set the stage for you to come in and teleport behind people. She's very good. Her aerial movement is the best in the game, and and she has almost identical movement to Magneto, where she can plink in the air, but her back down dash is not nerfed from Marvel Vs Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds. Yeah. Let me show you a couple of niche things about her. Is that she can use this lunge from her. This is her medium lunge. She can use that and then combo off of it. It's very good. Basically, think about it as like an uppercut that you can combo off of. Her light uppercut or her heavy uppercut, and I'm not sure if her medium uppercut as well, but I'm pretty sure they all share the same features, and that is that she can go through projectiles, nullify them, and combo the character shooting out the projectile, unless you get hit on activation. So yeah, she can combo off of it, and yeah, she can combo off of those. And so she has options from full screen away, other than just teleporting in. She can also do this full screen away. It's very good. And she also has an infinite and X Factor level 3 with her traps, which I have not talked about. Yeah, this is her light trap. She can combo it into herself in X Factor level 3. The medium one covers the air. The light one covers the ground. It goes upward. The medium one goes horizontally. They both require the opponent to stand into these projectile traps, but except for her H1, which goes diagonally up, that one just activates on its own. But let me show you her best form, and that is her Dark Phoenix activation form. Yeah. So when she dies, she bursts and goes into this form, which she releases feathers from every projectile. Some of the most damaging stuff in the game. She can actually combo off of her bursts. So yeah, she can combo off of it and then kill from that scenario. Yeah, you can only combo off of it with X Factor, obviously, if you have 5 bars. And yeah, once you get once you kill with this character, you can use her traps on incoming. You can use her traps on incoming and then teleport to make for a very nasty mix like that. So in her Dark Phoenix state, she actually loses health, and she gets to a point where she's almost all red health. But there's that Capcom made sure that she had options in this scenario, and that is her healing field super. If you notice, it goes up, it covers red health, and actually if you get comboed by a character, this will save you in a pinch. So sometimes she literally is, when she has this on, she kind of can't die, but if you have to play strategically, and that's how you kill her in that scenario. But it's a really good super to have in a scenario where you only have red health because she's draining her life because she's in Dark Phoenix mode. But yeah, she's very, very good, very, very strong. One of the best, most scariest anchors in the game for sure. So Magneto is an 8-way air dasher. He's got probably the best movement in the game besides Phoenix. Literally half of the reason to play this character is just the world becomes your sandbox oyster. You can literally just movement all around. He's like literally almost the funnest character to play of all time because of the amount of movement and freedom that you get. So just moving with this character is like the payoff of playing this character. Now you incorporate running away and going in and literally being wherever you want to be, whenever you want to be. That's this character. That's what he is. And then what he wants to do to open people up is he literally just wants to cha-cha on people. He just wants to Michael Flatley on your face. And yeah, really good damage too. One of the things that I always say about Magneto is that he literally has like 3 projectiles, and they are all like game defining. Like they're all his meta defining. The projectile that is the most useful and the most broken projectile in this game, possibly, other than Buster, it's Magnetic Blast, because you can use it away, you can use it defensively, you can use it offensively, you can use it in combos. You can use it for setups. You can use this projectile for setups. For like setups and stuff like that. You can literally use it for setups and stuff like that. Like legit, that projectile is possibly the most versatile projectile in the game. It's so plus when you come in with it. It hits and you can combo with it a whole bunch. It's really, really good. The second one is Hyper Grab, and it literally is like the most interesting projectile in the game. It pulls you in, and you can it goes out, and it tracks, and then it pulls you in and it holds you there for a second. It is so useful. You can use it for combos. You can use it for like, if you know that somebody's going to be coming in with buttons, you literally just do that. Defensively, if you know that somebody's going to be coming in and just trying to get in your face and just pressing buttons, you use that move, boom. It just catches them. You're at super jump height, they don't see it coming, they can barely hear it coming. It's so interesting. And then Disruptor, which is a beam. He's got like one of the fastest like beams in the game. It's a really good assist as well. It's just everything that he has. It also, I believe, it's a soft knockdown, I believe. So regardless of where he puts it in the combo, it will always soft knockdown. Yeah, it's really good. Like, it's crazy how like well they made this character to be the all-around just really good character. Somebody mentioned that he was basically the Ryu of the game, and I 100% agree. he is just able to utilize every aspect of this game. He also has a counter. It nullifies projectiles. You can use it as literally a counter, and then it just like supers and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's get in the game and just see what happens if somebody touches you when you do that. It's like really good. You can combo off of it with super, and yeah, just this character is so much fun. Literally, like probably the funnest to play. But it's like easy to, it's not easy to pick up and very hard to master. But if you get a hold of this character and like you get to play this character, he's so much fun. It's such a good payoff. Just playing the character is a payoff. Yeah, I'm done. I've just been ranting about how good and fun it is to play this character. Pick him up. He's a good character. So Virgil is possibly one of the most balanced, most well-designed, balanced characters to ever be made. Psych! No, he's broken. He is so broken. Oh my god. Yeah. No, honestly, has like really well made offensive tools. He's got like really crazy projectile nullifying long normals. Like look at this range. Like what is this range? And look, like full screen, 3/4 screen away. Oh, I get that. I can get that into like whatever I want. Like that's crazy. Like oh my god, like this character, this freaking character. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut this one short because I'm not good enough to show you exactly how broken he is. I just can show you like the extremely broken stuff, like the fact that he has like the fact that he has that's an infinite. So if you can keep doing that, that's an infinite. He also has swords, and he couples that with his teleports to literally keep you in block stun. Like literally, if you are afraid of neutral, if you're ever afraid in the moment, like you ever feel like, oh man, I need protection, boom, boom. I activate swords. It's my turn. I get to do whatever I want. Like it's pretty broken. Yeah, he has really good normals. He has a install double trigger. It just makes everything about him better. It makes his projectiles bigger. He has better frame data. I don't know. Everything about him just gets better. So definitely, if you want a more in-depth kind of situation on why he is so broken, check out the Bruno Zone's video on why Marvel Vs Capcom 3 is broken. He literally has a section just specifically explaining why Virgil is so broken. I'm sorry. The word zero wanted to come out of my mouth when I was talking about broken characters. I'm sorry. But yeah. Just the force of habit. Sorry. But yeah, check out that video. It's really good. It's got like 1 million views. It's really good. I enjoy it a lot, and it definitely has a better like explanation of why Virgil is really, really broken. But yeah, you want to pick this character though if you want someone that is very good offensively or a really, really good anchor. Like you can kind of put him on any team almost, and as long as you are in the position where your opponent has killed the other 2 characters on your team and you have X Factor level 3 still, the other opponent is at the disadvantage now. Like they fucked up. Like they did wrong. Even though they killed 2 of your characters, which is what you mainly want to do in this game, you want to kill the other person's characters. If they do that without thinking about Virgil might come back, which he definitely can, he has made a grave error and now he will pay the price. So Nova is also an 8-way air dasher, but he is very different in the sense that he is very offensive based and he's very straight to the point. He's very streamlined. The way he moves is just straight to you, no dilly dally. He's got different moves that traverse the screen, and he can combo off of them if they hit. He can also mix you up with those same moves. He can mix you up, like here. Like he can hit that side, he can hit this side. It's like if he does this super, and it's the opponent that you're playing against is very skilled at hitting you with it, it could be a legit true 50-50. You just have to guess or you have to get away, or you have to guess, because if not, you're getting hit. Also, he can also play the full screen game. with his gravimetric pulse and energy javelin. That move is a tracking move. It doesn't matter where you are. It's gonna on the screen. It follows you and it hits you. And if it hits in the air, it causes a ground bounce. It causes a ground bounce. If you're on the ground and it hits on the ground, it causes an OTG state, I believe. Yeah, it OTGs. But yeah, his overhead game, his high-low game is really good, really strong. It's almost, I'd say it's almost as strong as Magneto, if not better. If not better. He doesn't have a crouching normal that hits low, other than medium. He doesn't have a crouching normal that is the light button that hits low. It's only medium. Medium hits low. It's a slide, and it's really good. So, on top of that, he also has a standing overhead, which acts as an OTG in his combos, allowing him to get more damage. Him and Spencer are really like best friends because he goes for this combo, and then he goes for that, and it's a really crazy mix-up. Like, it's crazy how good that mix-up is. It's incredibly strong. Yeah, his air movement is not that good. He can't blink his air dashes. It's kind of like stifled. It's kind of not that well. He doesn't move that well in the air if you blink his dashes, but he just has that one really good incoming, and so I think that his design is very straightforward. But you also have to mix it up. The best Nova players will mix it up to the point where you don't realize he's going in until he's already like here. Until he's already like here. Even if he's full screen away, he'll just mix up the like approach slowly, and then suddenly he's already here. And yeah, it's definitely a pleasure to watch people that are really good with this character, and without a doubt, he's one of the characters that even Justin Wong acknowledged that during the Parsec era, this character has blown up. People like Mundank, Liberal Terminator, and more have come up during the Parsec era, and I guess they just leveled up so much that they put this character from like B tier, maybe low A, to like S tier for sure. And yeah, he's just really good. Just very good. So now we're getting to the first true support hero in the game that is the highest tier in Justin Wong's tier list that he put out about a year ago. The reason why is all of this character's assists, Dr. Doom's assists, are all really good, if not broken. Hidden Missiles is broken assist. Plasma Beam comes out and it's really good. And then you also have Molecular Shield, which can counter. You can use that to counter another person's character like Virgil or Wolverine. It's used in counterplay in the meta, and it's very good. So literally all three of these guys' assists is really good. Just really good. By himself as a character, he's kind of okay in the sense that he can move in the air really well, but on the ground he kind of has to bunny hop because he can't dash. He can't cancel his dash into anything. Like if I try to move like that, he has to do that. He puts a normal out. The only way I can move kind of freely with this character on the ground is if I use a specific technique that has been found recently. I think it was found around maybe 2020, I'm not sure exactly when, but yeah, if you don't have level 3, you cancel Plasma Beam into dash. It's what it is, and that's how he can move like that. Otherwise, he has to move in this really bunny hopping way, and it can make, if you have characters with projectiles that are covering full screen, it can make it very difficult for him to close the gap. And yeah, it's just overall this character is really good. He's kind of synonymous with one of the most insane hit spheres in the game, where literally you have like his whole body from the neck down is a hitbox. It's crazy. It hits from behind. It's a hard knockdown, so you have tons of time to combo. This character got a big buff from his Marvel Vs Capcom 1, Marvel Vs Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds game, where he didn't OTG with his normals, and I don't believe he off foot dive he got much unless you were able to combo off of it without the hard knockdown. Yeah, he has beam, butter gun. He also has butter gun, which is like he kind of can like pressure from about like a 3/4 of the screen away, possibly like full screen away. You know, if he gets like a situation where the character is jumping, he can come in and confirm. He's a not the best point, but he's not bad. His projectiles, like finger lasers, make it really difficult for anyone to do anything. If you mix up all of his projectiles, and you stay very unpredictable, and you keep mixing up projectiles and using your assists, it can get very difficult for the opponent to get a read on what you're doing. And with his finger lasers, it's like it covers like full screen, and it's such a slow normal that it's really good for just maintaining, you know, the pressure from full screen. You kind of get to control the pace if you're playing that game with Dr. Doom and you're not just going in. But if you're not controlling the pace, Dr. Doom definitely gets like zoned out, or he just cannot do anything. He can't get any pressure started, any offense started. So another interesting aspect of Dr. Doom is that he's one of the only characters that can dash cancel his projectiles on block or on hit. So even if somebody blocks, he can keep the pressure going. So once he's in, he can kind of keep going in, and it makes for a like really good sort of pressure like that. Also, people joke that he's the best grappler in the game, and that is because off of anything, he can kind of keep pushing forward, and he can basically grab you like, and it's almost, and sometimes I guess it's like for like a frame, it could be untechable. I believe if you push block at the wrong time and they come in and do the wrong thing and do the right thing, basically I think it can be untechable for like one frame. That's what usually happens after you push block and you get grabbed. It's untechable. So that might be the case for him. So that does make him possibly the best grappler in the game. So yeah, foot dive's crazy. He also has the forward foot dive, which you can cancel if it hits at the right time. It's like a poke. If you know that people are going to try to keep you out and they're going to be putting out like moves and projectiles, you can use this as like a bit of a poke, and then you come in, and if you time it right, you can negate the push block like that, and so it might catch people. But yeah, this character is pretty good overall by him. He's like okay overall by himself. He gets really good damage, and in X Factor level 3, he gets like very easy kill combos. Like you just do this, like you literally just do this and it kills, which is like the easiest thing. Like you're not gonna drop these, you know. Where he gets intricate is where you start option selecting the forward hard kick into like combo. So like this right here, if the second, like let's say like you do this and the second move hits, you can like go for specific combos to get you out of the corner like that. That's where he gets like very intricate and very specific. And yeah, he's the type of character that is very easy to pick up, and he's very good to pick up and to master. He's okay. Wolverine is a very linear but effective character. He is characterized by his foot dive and his berserker slashes. They're kind of the same as Zero, but except that you don't have to hold down Buster and you don't have Buster. Kind of the same thing in the sense that he goes for his mix and he installs. Yeah, he is almost exclusively point. Possibly almost exclusively a point character. In anchor position, he can be dangerous because he does get a speed boost from his berserker charge into X Factor, and he'll literally go insane. Wolverine has a very simple game. He just wants to wait you out for a little bit until until he gets a position where he can go in with assist like that. He has Drill Claw. He mixes up his air game, where he's gonna go. So you'll have people that just kind of jump at you and go back and Drill Claw. That's all kind of like mixing up his approach. It's not that good to like Drill Claw approach like that. It's not very safe. But in combos, it definitely works like that. He has Berserker Barrage and Swiss Cheese. Berserker Barrage just kind of uses like a combo extender. It's like for combos. But for the most part, it's kind of like he can pave his way through with Berserker Barrage and assists like that. Yeah, very scary if he gets in your face. Like if he's here, he's very, very scary. He has very fast normals. He has a 4-frame jab. Has really good range for a standing light like that. Very good. He's very scary up close, but from far away, if you can keep him out, you can't really do anything. You can also do the Ricky Ortiz, which is basically unpredictable, unseeable. You can't react to it. You just have to know that he's going to go for the high. There isn't a way for him to combo off of his overhead without X-Factoring. But yeah, it is very dangerous. Very dangerous character, 100%. And yeah, he's very strong for sure. So Spencer is pretty infamous. He's kind of synonymous with Bionic! Bionic! And yeah, so what Spencer is kind of all about, he's kind of like, he approaches from full screen very close, very carefully. Once he gets in this range, he kind of just puts the fear of Bionic Arm in you to the point where you are just paralyzed and you don't do anything. Because it's legit like invincible until here. Like, he'll probably trade. No, not even then. Okay, so yeah, maybe like around here. Yeah, see, it's just really a lot of invincibility, a lot of invincible like hitboxes moving towards you. It's just a very, very good option as for like offense. Yeah, he's almost like Nova in the sense where like he can just kind of like be full screen away and you don't think much of it, and then he just kind of does one of these. He kind of just does one of these with like a decent assist with jam, like beam or something, and he like legit is in your face. Once he's in, he can stay in for a long time, like that. Like if you use this with an assist, like it's kind of you're gonna have to hold at least 2 mixes. Like that, you're gonna have to hold at least 2 mixes. He has a standing overhead. It's really good, and he has this armor piercer. If you're not near the opponent, like it takes forever to come out. It's like 50 something frames or something, I don't know. But if you are right in front of the opponent, it takes 1 frame to come out. It's just one. I think it's like 1-2 frames. It's really, really fast, and it's called armor piercer. It wall bounces. Everybody knows. Like also everybody knows about his 80k. That's like the big reason to play this character, is that he does a ton of damage, like a grip of damage, my guy. He's played like best in like the 2nd slot, but he can also play in the 1st slot. People like Kyle P have made him pretty really famous on this point. But yeah, everybody knows about the 80k that you take if you wanna do that. Yeah, he's really, really fast. Like it's crazy how fast he has a command grab too. So like, if you think you're safe like blocking low, like you're really not. You know, like this character will just go in and like party time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he also has like some pretty intricate stuff. The combos that he can do like from full screen away. He can combo 2 bionic arms. like that, and then he can combo this. So he's got a lot of avenues, a lot of different ways to accumulate damage. Dante is a varied fighter that fights from very different points on the screen differently. He can have a full screen presence with his many projectiles like airplay, hysteric, drive. Let's see. So if he double triggers, he gets thunderbolt. Let's see. He can also do multi-lock. The more he holds onto it, the more projectiles come out. And then he likes to play from like this range and then trick you, and then go in with teleport once he notices a moment where his projectile might hit. So for example, like multi-lock, full screen away, you can teleport in and make it tricky. Drive gives you enough time to teleport in and kind of do that. And he gets full combo off of those. So from full range, he's pretty good. Yeah, he just wants to like go in and get full combo off of these situations. Also, if you have a situation where somebody wants to counter hit hysteric, you can go into this move. It's grapple, and then you can get full combo off of that. So yeah, he's very good from here. Also, and from this range, he gets stinger poke. He has really good normal. He has pretty decent normals. They're not the fastest, but they're pretty decent. Standing light kind of got nerfed from Marvel Vs Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds, and the standing medium is kind of his go-to for a starter. It has a pretty good anti-air, and it follows up really well with standing H. Let's see. Yeah, he has the interesting. What makes him kind of really cool is that he's got a ton of different. Normal specials. Sorry, yeah, he's got a ton of different specials, almost going to the length of having as many moves as almost like maybe half of a Tekken character. Yeah, he's got the specials that he can cancel into other specials. For example, like this move right here. That move he can cancel. Oh no, wait! This move right here is I believe this is Million Carats or one of the other is. Well, he can cancel that move into this move, which OTGs. He can cancel Tempest, this one, into another move like that. That continues it. That move you don't see very often, but it's there, you know, for situations where you want to pick up. I believe multiple people for like a happy birthday combo. Yeah, honestly, he has like a lot of moves. He is very good because of his support value. He has some of the best assists. He has one of the best assists in the game for sure. It's top two for sure, and that is Jam Session. Jam Session, it doesn't matter where you are on the screen, how high you are on the screen, it hits. So if you're there, it's gonna hit. So if you have a character that can confirm from up there, it's very, very good. Like Zero or Dr.Doom, it's very, very good. He also has Weasel Shot, which is this move. He pulls back and shoots 6 times. That move has like about 3/4 screen range, and it's very good for an assist as well. Yeah, he's very, very fun for the amount of liberty that you get to have with your combo routes. You can do a lot of different things with combo routes. He has a whole bunch of different moves in the air. He's got this move. It's good for specifically for countering teleports in the air. It's called Skydance. It brings them up from the sky and then pulls them down. So you can go for that. And it also resets the ground bounce. So if you have a situation like this where you already used the ground bounce, you can reset it and continue the combo unless you suck like me. You can reset the ground bounce and continue the combo. You also have Hammer. It used to have invincibility. It doesn't have invincibility anymore, but it's a good like OTG. You can do these. And yeah, the really, really fun part that makes him super intricate is how you can go for different combos to get different amounts of damage. So like somebody that's just starting out with the game might want to do just a basic combo like this, and that's completely fine. That fills the second bar. If you're in a situation where you can kill like that, it definitely kills, and that's completely fine. Some people might want to go for combos that have a little bit more meter build though. And that just squeezes in the extra damage and makes it so that you have just a little bit more bar. That's the real liberty that you have with Dante, is that you do have situations where you can go for the optimal, and you can go for the easy thing, and they both do pretty decent damage. The problem is he does have scaling. He does have pretty bad scaling, so yeah. He can do things like if you end with a level 3, regardless of the combo, you can combo still after it by going for this right here. You go for cold shower, and then you do the super. Or if you want to go for the more optimal route, you can squeeze in an extra volcano at the end of a combo. And that just adds for a little bit more extra damage. Just a small little amount. It's just the little things that you can do with Dante that definitely make this character really, really fun to play. And that's the cool thing about Dante, is that the amount of combo routes that anybody can take is different, and the amount of expression that you have with this character is just really great. There isn't anybody in the game that has this much expression in the game. It's really, really fun to master him and try to really get a hold of what makes him like fun. And he also just happens to be one of the best characters in the game. I can think of this one right here. It's also like a really cool tool, and that is this Tiger Knee Psycho Crusher that Dante can do. It's really good. I think it's plus on block, and yeah, it just opens up for going for your like favorite combos and stuff like that. I'm just gonna do the basic one here, but you get the point. You get the idea. He can also go for more optimal options off of like pretty much all of his confirms, to be honest. Yeah, you can, for this scenario, you can go for like a simple like starter here, or you can go for the cloud combo, which is very difficult. And then you get play pigeon loops, which are very difficult to land. And yeah, that's like really optimal stuff that you can go for him. And it builds a bunch of bar. And it gets more damage for him, and that's what, if you can land all of these things in a clutch scenario, like, you are a god. Like, it's the best. So playing this character is very, very fun for sure. So yeah, definitely if you guys want to play him, give him a try, look up some combo videos, and definitely get a hold of all of his moves.